Hi everyone, thank you very much for joining me for this very special first Uke University live workshop. It's the first of, I hope, many live workshops looking at different things to do with the ukulele. If you don't know me, my name is Chris Wilson. I am the founder of ukeuniversity.net. That's UKEUNIVERSITY.net. And it's a website that is dedicated to helping you enter into the fantastic world of the ukulele and learn more about not only how to play the ukulele, how to get the most from the ukulele, but also the culture and the community around it and inspiration to do with the ukulele or ukulele. If you'd like to find out more about us, then head over to the website. We've got a load of free resources that will give you, including the first ukulele chords you need to know, the ukulele key chord chart, which is great if you want to write songs or if you want to try and work out songs and write them down, and also 22 ukulele songs for kids, a free songbook full of ukulele songs that you'll know from your childhood and that are great to play with kids, but also great to play for you. They're simplified versions in some cases, and they're all very simple to play. So they're great for beginners, especially as you'll probably know them all. So they're really great for playing. Well, let's get on with this workshop then. These are 5 very simple exercises that will really help a beginner or intermediate student of the ukulele improve. Some of them, if you're advanced, then these may not be so useful for you. You may know them already, but still they're useful to work on primary and essential skills when you're playing the ukulele. As you can see, I don't have a ukulele in my hand, and that's because the first 2 exercises do not even require you to have a ukulele. This is great, as it means you can do it wherever you are. If you're walking around, you can give it a go. If you're out and about, give it a go as well. So here's the first one. So simple. All you need to do is take the hand that you put on the fretboard. For most people, this will be their left hand, but if you're left-handed, it could well be your right hand. But I'm going to show you with the left hand because that's my hand that I put on the fretboard of the ukulele. And all you need to do is simply touch your thumb with your fingertips. And the reason you do this is to practice putting pressure down on the fretboard. It's really great to help you work on accuracy with your fingertips and putting them on the strings, because normally people put their fingers like this, especially when they're in a hurry, but that doesn't give you the best sound. You want to put the tip right on the string with good pressure. So doing this is a way to build up that pressure when you're just out and about, build up strength in your fingers there. You can also use it to practice moving between the fingers quicker and quicker. But the problem is, as you get quicker, you often you lose your technique and get a bit sloppier. So this is a way to practice keeping that accuracy even when you play quicker. It's great, you can do it wherever you are. Second exercise, this is actually to work on your strumming hand. So for me, this is my right hand. If you're left-handed, then it will probably be your left hand. But for me, it's my right hand. And it simulates doing a roll on the ukulele. If you don't know what a roll is, if you imagine flamenco style music or Spanish classical guitar, to where they strum with all their fingers in a roll. So they go across and then go back. And it's great for doing very fast strumming. But it's also great for building up strength in your strumming hand. So what you do for this, you just put your hand firmly against a flat object, push your fingers down, and then slowly release your fingers. And as you'll feel the tension in the top of your hand. And that's because the muscles, you're building up the strength there. So you can do this to help practice flicking there, and over time you'll start to tire. So this is a great way to build up the endurance of that. And again, you can do it wherever you are, out and about. And people don't really notice, especially if you just put your hand by your side and just start flicking. You can also use it to build up with your picking hand rather than your strumming hand, the fingers that you put on the fretboard. You can use it to build up their strength because they are usually weaker as well. It's not going to help you learn how to do a roll on the ukulele like it will with your strumming hand, but it's still useful for building up strength in that hand. Okay, so that's the first two done. The first two that you don't even need a ukulele to do. Exercise number 3, you will need a ukulele. So here's my ukulele. It's a very nice tenor. And now I'm really hoping I'm not too nervous, because if I'm shaking, then this will make it a lot harder and may make me step up. This is the first of the live workshops, so I am quite nervous about it. So the first one, very simple. It's a great warm-up exercise. In fact, the next two are great warm-up exercises to do, but also great to help you, again, build up accuracy and eventually build up speed. Accuracy, then you can get that speed with it. It's better to do it that way. You don't want to pick up bad habits. So all you need to do is just go up the neck of your ukulele. So what you do is you start with 1, then go 2, then 3, then 4, and then you go 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you go 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sure you're getting the idea now. So it's very simple, just moving up a string on the ukulele. You can do it with any of the strings, but what this does is it helps you to practice moving up the fretboard, which is great for when you start to learn to solo. And it's a great way to warm up the fingers as well. And you should try and keep a regular rhythm like I was doing that time, rather than going, you know, that's bad technique. You want to try and get a regular rhythm. That's why I suggest, you know, using something like a metronome. You can find metronomes at websites where you can practice along and try and keep a steady rhythm. It allows you to practice and then build up your speed as well. So it's not the most exciting exercise in the world, but as you get quicker, it does become more interesting. So that's number 3, just moving up the fretboard. As I say, you can do it on any of the strings. So next one, okay, we're going to change from going up the fretboard to going up the strings. So you start with the string closest to you, and then you move on to the next closest to you. And you go down. So on the ukulele, it sounds a bit strange because, you know, you're going from one string to another string. You go from low to high at the end after being higher. So it sounds a bit strange on the ukulele, but it's still a useful exercise to do. So it's very much like the first one. Again, it's useful for developing the skills that you're going to need for soloing. It's useful for warming up as well. But the difference between this one is instead of just going up the ukulele, you're moving up the string. And that's good because, you know, often in a song, you're using multiple strings. It's very rare to do a solo on just one string. If you want to make them a bit more challenging, so if you're an intermediate student rather than a brand new fresh beginner, and you want to make these more challenging, then you can change from just going 1, 2, 3, 4 to going 1, 3, 2, 4. Yeah, and then go back down 4, 2, 3, 1. So Ah, the nerves got to me. It's especially when you're not looking. It's a great exercise to do again. This one's actually a bit more realistic than the first one because instead of just going straight up, you're jumping back and forth, which is much more likely to happen in a solo. And again, so that's a 1, 3, 2, 4. And if you want to make it really complicated, you can go 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, which isn't so hard on the way up, but it's much harder on the way down too. So much harder on the way down than on the way up with that one. 1, 4, 2, 3. Quite a confusing one. The final exercise, exercise number 5 that will help you with your playing is a stretch that you can do. So you start off doing 1 and 1. Very easy. Then 1 and 2. Then 1 and 3. Then 1 and 4. Then 1 and 5. 1 and 6. 1 and 7. 1 and 8. And that's about the most I can go from 1. And then you can change it with 2. And this is a great way to build up the ability to stretch between lots of different strings. You can do it just between 2 strings, or you can bring up the gap a bit so it's even harder. Because you're stretching even further. So that helps you to build up the stretch in your hands so you can reach between strings. And there are some songs where you have very big gaps between the strings. So there you have it. 5 exercises that you can use to help you improve your ukulele playing. They're useful in all sorts of situations. They're just there to help you build up the skills that you need to do, the fingering skills. And so, yeah, especially the first 2, you can practice them wherever you are. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're a member of the ukulele list, the Ukulele University email list, you're an amazing member, as I like to call you guys, then you're very welcome. I'm glad you've seen it or will watch this on the replay I send out tomorrow. If you're watching this for the first time, head over to Uke University and you can get some great free resources. And I hope to catch you some other time. I hope you tune in for the next live workshop as well. Okay. Goodbye.